In this chapter, I just want to get into continuing with laying down the base for the grass. Alright, so basically, I've got a pretty sharp pencil. What you want to do with these blades of grass as they go into the background, they're going to get really, really short. Okay, so you're in essence creating an optical illusion. And I've got the outlines of my geese down on the page, and I actually just noticed the geese are casting a bit of a shadow, which is very nice. And it just adds like a little bit more depth to the piece, so I'm going to kind of push that as well. So very, very short pencil strokes over here in the background. Now I see that when I drew out these geese, I just drew the light side of the shadow shape of them. So I've got to take that into consideration, that I don't kill the light shape. So short strokes, okay, lay down your base. This is not going to be white, this grass. This grass is going to be like maybe a 7th or 8th value. The dress is going to be a 10th value, the white of it. And so there's all these like little weeds in the grass, and they're all different values, but you don't want to get caught up with that. You just want to put down your base, and you want to destroy all of the white paper. Okay, and you can just kind of, I know this is not super exciting video, but some people actually want to see this get done, and this is how I would do it. Okay, I won't make this too long. I just want to kind of really get down the base. So keep your grass in the background fairly simple, fairly straight up and down, fairly short. And then as you start to come into your foreground, you could start to tilt the blades of grass. Now, I'm keeping my pencil down on the page just in this fashion, because I'm trying to get this done as quickly as I can for you. So as soon as I start to lift my pencil off the page, then the process becomes a whole lot slower. Now I'm going to use a little artistic license on this piece, and this grass is cut with a mower, and I don't want it this short. I want it to be like a little bit more wild. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to have my blades of grass get taller in the foreground. Okay, so this would be step number 1 of putting down the grass, blocking in tone. And also, the other thing that I want to mention when drawing grass is that your grass in the foreground is going to just be much more contrasty. Definitely much more contrasty than in the background. We're going to get very similar in the light shape as we go back. Now, the other cool thing that we could do once, technically I should draw her shoes and part of her legs before I really go on in there with the grass, and because you want the grass to overlap the shoes, because she's kind of sinking into the grass. So you don't want to put the grass over her shoes first and then try to do her shoes. You should really do her shoes first, and that's what I used to do when I would paint book covers. If there was like somebody standing on like a grassy field or something like that, I would always paint the figure first, and then I'd come on in and I would do the blades of grass wrapping over it, and it always looked best that way. Okay, so now in this chapter, just going to start to put in these definitive shadow shapes, and my pencil stroke is very short over here, and I'm going uphill. Okay, so you want to come back now and remember our big compositional shape. I've got that out. I'm looking at it. I'm making sure that I'm keeping with the compositional shape of the perspective. So, you know, that was a while ago. That was like well over a week ago that I did that compositional shape tutorial for you, the scene setup for this landscape drawing. So it's even more important if, say, you're a professional illustrator and you're working on more jobs, more than one job at a time. You need to have that up in your studio on the wall or around your workspace so you can glance back at it if you work on one job and then you have to stop to work on another job, because it's very easy to forget your initial plan for the drawing, because you know, I'm looking at my photo reference right up above my piece, and it's different in some instances than what my scene setup was, my compositional study, my all-value study, the compositional shape and all that. So I need to have that out so I can look at it because I'm looking at my reference is very different. So I'm really manipulating a lot here. Now, what I'm going to do, I spoke about putting the shoes in first, and then you do blades of grass on top of the shoes. But same holds true now for the fence. I really want to try to put in as much as I possibly can in terms of what is behind this fence, and then I will do the posts and rails. Now, let's see, where am I going to go with this? I should be doing the geese really soon, but let's focus in on some of these shadow shapes of grass. Okay, so this is gonna, I am so not gonna film all of this for you, because then this will be not an exciting tutorial, but I just want to show you how I would base in, just like an underpainting, the base tone of the grass in the light. So let's come on over here now, and let's just finish up this chapter over here. And in essence, you know what I'm doing? I'm just basically scribbling. It's easy to do grass, I feel. It's very easy to do grass because you just scribble in the base, you match the values, and then you do your key brush strokes, in this case pencil strokes, on top of like the pattern that you've laid down. And our pattern is extremely straight up and down, straight up and down, straight up and down. Okay, you do not want to start getting crazy and trying to draw every individual blade of grass. So now I've got this cast shadow of the building. I am going to block in the cast shadow of the building for you off camera, okay, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I blend in the two.